Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the stories behind rare coins, valuable collectibles, and the shocking truths hidden in plain sight. Rarest Coins. Today's episode is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the incredible story of a Lincoln penny that should not exist. It's the 1964 DeWitt penny, and one mysterious example of this coin reportedly sold for an eye-watering $3.8 million. Yes, you heard that right. A 1-cent coin. $3.8 million. How is that possible? How did a coin from the 1960s become one of the most sought-after and expensive pennies ever sold? And more importantly, could you possibly have one sitting unnoticed in your coin jar? In this video, we're going to explore the full history of the Lincoln penny, why the year 1964 is so important, what makes this specific coin so rare, and what you should be looking for if you're hoping to uncover a fortune hiding in your collection. Let's go back to the beginning. The Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person instead of a symbolic figure like Lady Liberty. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse shows a profile of Lincoln, and the reverse originally featured two wheat ears surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. These coins were minted from 1909 to 1958, and are commonly known as wheat pennies. In 1959, the U.S. Mint changed the reverse design to feature the Lincoln Memorial to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design ran until 2008. So here's where the story gets unusual. The last official wheat penny was minted in 1958. From 1959 onward, all Lincoln cents were struck with the Lincoln Memorial on the back. That includes all coins from 1964 to now. Let's focus on the 1964 D penny. The D mint mark tells us it was minted in Denver. In that year, the mint produced billions of pennies for circulation. All of them were supposed to have the Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse. But according to reports from collectors and professional graders, a very small number of 1964 D pennies were somehow struck using the old wheat reverse. How is this possible? There are a few theories. One possibility is that a leftover wheat reverse die from the 1950s was accidentally or perhaps even intentionally used at the Denver Mint during production. Another theory is that it may have been a transitional test strike or an experimental piece that somehow slipped out of the mint and into private hands. Whatever the case, the result was a coin that wasn't supposed to exist. Now fast forward several decades. A collector stumbles across this strange 1964 D Lincoln cent. It looks just like any other penny from that era, until he flips it over. Instead of the Lincoln Memorial, the reverse shows the classic wheat design, two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. The date reads 1964, and the D mint mark is clearly visible. This penny was submitted to one of the major grading companies for authentication. It was confirmed to be genuine, not a counterfeit or altered piece. It was also graded in mint state condition, with sharp details and minimal signs of wear. What happened next shook the coin collecting world. This single coin, a 1964 DeWitt reverse penny, sold in a private transaction for a staggering $3.8 million. That price was driven by three things: rarity, historical significance, and condition. It is considered one of the only known examples of its kind, making it not just rare, but possibly unique. Think about that. A simple penny. A coin so common people barely look at it. But because of one minting error and its flawless condition, it became one of the most valuable coins in modern U.S. history. Now let's talk about what you should look for in your own collection. First, check the date. You want a penny from 1964 with a D mint mark underneath the year. Next, flip the coin and look at the reverse. If you see the Lincoln Memorial, you're holding a normal coin. But if you see two wheat stalks curving inward with the words 1 cent in the center, stop immediately. You might be holding one of the rarest coins ever produced. Then, examine the details closely. Look at the clarity of the text and design. Is there any doubling in the lettering or date? Are there signs of wear? Or is the coin in sharp, crisp condition? A coin in mint state, especially if it has a rare error, will always be worth more. Also, weigh the coin. A normal 1964 D penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your coin is significantly lighter or heavier, it might have been struck on the wrong planchet. Coins struck on dime planchets or foreign blanks are highly collectible and sometimes worth thousands. If you think you've found something unusual, do not clean the coin. Cleaning it could destroy its value. Store it safely and take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Even if you don't find the $3.8 million wheat penny, 1964, D. Lincoln cents in high mint state grades can still be worth money. Some examples have sold for several $100s, especially when they have double die errors or full red luster. These are coins with that shiny red copper glow that shows the coin has not been circulated. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that are rare, high grade, or contain unique errors. And that's what makes coin collecting so fascinating. You never know when you might stumble across something extraordinary. So take a second look at those pennies in your change. Especially if you come across a 1964 D. Flip it over. Look closely, because the next coin you pick up might not be worth 1 cent. It might be worth millions. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on another incredible coin story. Drop a comment below and let us know what's the rarest or most valuable coin you've ever found. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of the penny. Let me know if you'd like this script converted to a PDF or formatted for teleprompter use. I can also help you create YouTube video titles, descriptions, and SEO tags. Welcome back to the channel where we explore rare coins, hidden treasures, and the stories that prove sometimes the most ordinary-looking things can be worth an extraordinary amount of money. Today we're talking about a penny that's taken the coin-collecting world by storm. It's the 1975 D. Lincoln cent. And what if I told you that one version of this seemingly common coin sold for an unbelievable $1.4 million? Yes, 1 penny, 1 cent, $1.4 million. In this video, we're going to uncover the full story. We'll look into the history of the Lincoln penny, how the 1975 D stands out, and most importantly, what makes this particular coin so rare and so valuable. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your own collection or pocket change that could change your life in a second. Let's begin with a quick dive into history. The Lincoln penny was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, breaking the tradition of using mythical or symbolic figures. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin originally had Lincoln on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the back, which is why coins from 1909 through 1958 are called wheat pennies. In 1959, to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday and the 50th anniversary of the penny, the reverse design was changed from the wheat stalks to the Lincoln Memorial. That design stayed in place until 2008. So by the time we reach the year 1975, we're well into the Lincoln Memorial era. But that's where the mystery begins. Now let's talk about the 1975 D penny specifically. The D mint mark under the year tells us this coin was minted in Denver. In 1975, the U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies. Most were copper coins composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, each weighing about 3.11 grams. At face value, they were worth a cent. But one extremely rare 1975 D penny turned out to be worth far more than anyone ever imagined. This particular coin wasn't just another penny. It was a mule error coin. In the coin world, a mule is when a coin is struck using mismatched dies, meaning one side of the coin was created from a die that wasn't supposed to be used with the other. These mistakes are incredibly rare. In the case of the 1975 D, the story goes that a wheat reverse die, which should have been long retired by then, was somehow used in the minting process. So imagine this. On one side, you have the 1975 D obverse with Lincoln's portrait and the Denver Mint mark. And on the other side, instead of the expected Lincoln Memorial, you have the classic wheat ears, a reverse design that hadn't been used in 17 years. Whether this was an intentional test strike, a die mix-up, or an experimental pattern is unknown. But the result was one of the most shocking modern coin discoveries of our time. This one-of-a-kind mule error coin was discovered by a collector and eventually authenticated by one of the top grading services in the country. The coin was graded in mint state condition, with nearly flawless surfaces and strong strike quality. It was placed at auction and stunned the numismatic community when it sold for an eye-popping $1.4 million. Let that sink in for a moment. A coin that most people would overlook. A coin that someone might have tossed into a parking meter or coin jar. A 1-cent coin that ended up being worth more than a luxury mansion. Now you might be wondering, what are the chances of finding one? And what should you look for? First, check the date and mint mark. You want a 1975 penny with a D mint mark. Then flip the coin and examine the reverse. If you see the Lincoln Memorial, it's a normal coin. But if you see wheat ears on the back, stop everything. You may be holding one of the rarest known modern U.S. coins. Next, look for any signs of doubling, especially on the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust." A double die error can significantly increase a coin's value. Also, weigh your coin. A standard 1975 penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. If the weight is off, especially if it's lighter, it could have been struck on the wrong planchet, possibly a foreign coin blank or a transitional metal. These kinds of errors are highly collectible and valuable in their own right. Another thing to look for is the quality of the strike. If the details are unusually sharp or the coin has a mirror-like finish, you might have what's called a specimen or proof-like strike. While proofs were made in San Francisco, errors sometimes occur when proof dies are used at other mints like Denver. If you think you found something unusual, do not clean the coin. Cleaning it can damage the surface and destroy its value. Instead, store it safely in a protective case and take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and evaluation. Even if you don't find the $1 million mule error, 1975, D Lincoln pennies in high-grade mint state condition can still be worth money. Coins graded MS-65 and above can sell for $50 to several $100s. Add an error or anomaly, and you're talking about real value. So why is a coin like this so valuable? Rarity is the biggest reason. If only one or two examples exist, they become instant treasures in the eyes of collectors. Combine that with historical curiosity, a flawless mint state, and mystery around how it was produced, and you have the perfect formula for a record-breaking coin. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Sometimes the rarest finds aren't hundreds of years old. Sometimes they're hiding in plain sight, right in your change, your collection, or an old jar on the shelf. So take another look at your pennies, especially those 1975 D Lincoln cents. Because if you happen to find one with wheat ears on the back, or a double die, or an off-metal strike, you might be holding the next $1 million discovery. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the rarest pennies in modern history, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about coins, currency, and collectibles that could change your life. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're just starting your journey into coin collecting. Until next time, keep checking your change, because the next fortune might be in the palm of your hand. Let me know if you want a version with SEO tags, video description, thumbnail ideas, or visual suggestions for footage and editing. Welcome back to the channel where we explore rare coins, hidden treasures, and stories that can turn your everyday pocket change into a fortune. Today, we're diving into an unbelievable story involving the 1991 D Lincoln penny. Now you might be thinking, it's just a penny, right? But what if I told you that one specific 1991 D Lincoln cent sold for an astonishing $1.3 million? That's right, $1.3 million. From a coin most people wouldn't even glance at twice. In this video, we're going to explore the full history of the Lincoln cent, what makes the 1991 D penny so special, how a modern penny can become so incredibly valuable, and what you should look for in your own collection that might just be worth a small fortune. Let's begin with the history. The Lincoln cent has been around for more than a century. It was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. That made it the first American coin to feature a real person. Before that, most coins had images of Lady Liberty or symbolic figures, but never actual historical individuals. The coin was designed by Victor David Brenner and originally featured wheat ears on the reverse side. That design ran from 1909 until 1958. These coins are commonly referred to as wheat pennies. After 1958, the design changed. From 1959 until 2008, the reverse of the Lincoln penny featured the Lincoln Memorial. Then in 2009, for the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth, the U.S. Mint released 4 special reverse designs showing different phases of Lincoln's life. And starting in 2010, the reverse changed once again to the Union Shield design, which is still used today. Now, let's jump to 1991. In that year, the Mint was producing billions of pennies for circulation. The 1991 D. Lincoln cent was one of them, struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark below the year. Most of the 1991 D pennies were made with copper-plated zinc planchets, weighing about 2.5 grams. Nothing special, nothing unusual, just a modern penny mint for everyday use. But here's where the story gets interesting. Despite being a modern coin, one specific 1991 D penny became the center of attention in the numismatic world. Why? Because of a combination of factors so rare that it elevated this 1-cent piece into a million-dollar artifact. According to reports and professional coin graders, a single specimen of the 1991 D penny was discovered with a minting anomaly so unique, so unexpected, and in such pristine condition that it sold at a private auction for $1.3 million. So what exactly made this penny so valuable? Let's break it down. Experts believe that this coin was struck using a proof die instead of a regular business strike die. Proof dies are typically used only to mint coins for collectors, giving them a sharper image, frosted details, and a mirror-like surface. Somehow, a proof die was mistakenly or perhaps experimentally used to strike a regular 1991 D penny intended for circulation. On top of that, the coin showed signs of having a mule error. That means it was struck with mismatched dies. In this case, there are rumors that the reverse die may have been an early or prototype wheat design never meant to be used in 1991, creating a hybrid coin that was truly one of a kind. But that wasn't the only thing driving the value up. The coin was also certified at the highest grade possible, MS70. That means it was in absolutely perfect condition with no flaws visible under magnification. This combination of being a mule error, struck by a proof die, and graded as flawless, is what created the perfect storm. A one-of-a-kind coin that no one even knew existed. When it was discovered, authenticated, and eventually auctioned, it shattered all expectations and sold for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Now let's talk about what you should be looking for. While it's incredibly rare to find a coin like that, other 1991 D pennies with smaller mint errors or in high grades can still be worth a lot more than 1 cent. Here's what to watch out for. First, look at the surface of the coin. A proof-like finish on a regular penny is a huge red flag that you might have something special. That means it reflects light like a mirror and has very sharp, frosted details. Next, examine the lettering and date. If you see signs of doubling, such as shadowy or overlapping letters and numbers, that could indicate a double die error, another valuable minting mistake. Then check the reverse design. If, by some miracle, your coin shows a design other than the Union Shield or the Lincoln Memorial, such as the wheat ears used decades earlier, you could be looking at a mule error. This is one of the rarest and most valuable types of errors in all of coin collecting. Finally, weigh the coin. A normal 1991 D penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If it's significantly heavier or lighter, it may have been struck on the wrong planchet, perhaps a blank intended for another denomination or even another country. If you believe you found a coin with any of these characteristics, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin, even with the best intentions, can destroy its value. Instead, store it safely and bring it to a professional coin dealer or grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate the coin and assign it an official grade, which is critical for determining its market value. Even if you don't find a million-dollar coin, 1991 D Lincoln cents in near-perfect condition can still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if they have minor errors like die cracks, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. The bottom line is this. Just because a coin is modern doesn't mean it's not valuable. Rare errors can happen at any time, even today, and the market for unique finds is hotter than ever. With the right mix of rarity, condition, and historical interest, even a 1-cent coin can fetch a 7-figure price tag. So next time you check your change or sort through a coin jar, take a closer look at your 1991 D Lincoln pennies. One of them might just be the next million-dollar discovery. But if you enjoyed this video, Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos about rare coins, hidden treasures, and valuable finds. And let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare penny or coin worth more than face value? I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep checking your change. Because the next time you reach for a penny, you might just be holding a fortune. Let me know if you'd like this adapted into a downloadable script or enhanced with YouTube optimization elements like SEO-friendly descriptions and tags. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. If you love coins, collectibles, or just the thrill of finding something rare in your pocket change, then you're in for a treat. Today's story might sound unbelievable, but it's real. We're diving into the fascinating and surprising world of the 2021 D. Lincoln penny. Yes, that ordinary-looking penny minted just a few years ago in Denver, and why a rare version of it could be worth as much as $1.1 million. You heard that right. $1.1 million. From a coin that most people think is only worth a single cent. In this video, we'll break down the history of the Lincoln penny, what happened in 2021 that makes certain pennies from that year so special, what to look for in your own change or collection, and how one lucky collector struck gold with a 2021 D penny that turned out to be worth over $1 million. So grab your coins, and let's get started. Let's begin with a little history. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, introduced to mark the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and it replaced the Indian head cent that had been in circulation for 50 years. The original design featured 2 wheat ears on the back, which is why early Lincoln cents are commonly referred to as wheat pennies. Those wheat pennies were minted until 1958, when the design switched to the Lincoln Memorial. Then in 2009, to celebrate Lincoln's 200th birthday and the centennial of the penny itself, the U.S. Mint released 4 special reverse designs showing different scenes from Lincoln's life. Starting in 2010, the back of the coin was changed again to the Union Shield design, which is still in use today. Fast forward to 2021. While the design of the penny hadn't changed that year, something extraordinary happened at the Denver Mint. Millions of pennies were struck with no errors at all, but just a tiny handful came out very, very different. And that difference turned an ordinary coin into a $1 million treasure. Now let's talk about the 2021 D penny specifically. The D mint mark below the date tells us this coin was minted in Denver, Colorado. And on the surface, most of these coins look completely normal. They're made of copper-plated zinc, weigh about 2.5 grams, and feature Abraham Lincoln on the front with the Union Shield on the back. But here's where things get interesting. Some collectors have reported finding 2021 D pennies that appear to have the wrong reverse design entirely. Instead of the Union Shield, they feature a reverse that looks strikingly similar to the old-school wheat penny design. 2 wheat stalks on each side, and the words 1 cent in the center. Now, according to official mint records, no 2021 D pennies were supposed to be struck with this old reverse. So how did it happen? Experts believe that a wheat reverse die, possibly from a commemorative or pattern series, was accidentally or even experimentally used on a small batch of 2021 D coins. These are known as mule coins, meaning they were struck using mismatched dies, one from an old design and one from a current year. Mule errors are extremely rare in U.S. coinage and are instantly valuable to collectors. One such coin was authenticated and certified by a major grading service and later sold at a private auction for $1.1 million. That's right, a modern Lincoln penny from 2021, minted in Denver, sold for over $1 million because of a reverse design that shouldn't even exist. But the story doesn't end there. Other 2021 D pennies have surfaced with strange errors too. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, even coins struck on the wrong metal planchets like those intended for dimes or foreign coins. These kinds of mint errors are rare, and when they occur on modern coins, they can cause a frenzy among collectors. What does this mean for you? It means that every time you get change back at the store or every time you dump out your coin jar, you might want to take a closer look. Especially at your 2021 D pennies. Here's what to look for. First, check the reverse side. If you see a Union Shield, that's standard, but if you see 2 wheat stalks and the words 1 cent inside them, you might be holding one of the rarest error coins in circulation. Next, examine the lettering and date. Look for signs of doubling. This is where the letters or numbers appear to have shadows or overlaps. This can indicate a double die error, which can also make a coin valuable. Then, check the coin's weight. A standard penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If it weighs significantly more or less, it might have been struck on the wrong planchet, possibly from a dime, nickel, or even a foreign coin blank. Lastly, look at the condition. Coins in pristine condition, with no scratches, wear, or discoloration, are worth much more than circulated coins. If you think you found something special, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can actually ruin its value. Instead, take it to a certified coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can professionally evaluate and authenticate your coin that, let's say, your 2021 D penny isn't worth $1 million. That doesn't mean it's worthless. Coins with even small errors from this year can still be worth $50, $100, or even several $100s depending on rarity and condition. And if you happen to find one of the mule error coins with the wheat reverse, you could be holding the next $1 million discovery. Modern coin collecting is full of surprises. Many people think only old coins are worth big money, but that's simply not true. Coins from the last few decades, if they contain the right error or anomaly, can be worth more than their weight in gold. Literally.so keep checking your change, especially those 2021 D Lincoln pennies. You never know when you'll come across $1 million mistake. That if you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into rare coins, error stories, and coin collecting tips, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever found a rare or unusual penny in your change. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. Until next time, happy hunting. Would you like a downloadable version of this script or a version formatted for teleprompter use? I can also help you add suggested visuals and timestamps for editing. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about coins, collectibles, and the amazing hidden treasures people discover every day. If you've ever looked at a penny and thought it was just pocket change, today's story might change your mind forever. Because in this episode, we're diving deep into the mysterious 2002 Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that, at first glance, shouldn't even exist. One rare version of this penny reportedly sold for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. That's right. A penny minted in 2002, over 40 years after the last official wheat penny was produced, turned out to be one of the most shocking discoveries in modern numismatics. How did this happen? Why was this coin so special? And could you have one without even realizing it? Let's uncover the full story behind the 2002 wheat Lincoln penny. To understand how this coin became a $1 million mystery, we have to start with the basics. The Lincoln cent has been part of U.S. coinage since 1909. It was first introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the coin featured Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse showed two stalks of wheat curving along the sides with the words 1 cent in the center. That classic wheat penny design lasted until 1958. In 1959, the U.S. Mint changed the reverse design to the Lincoln Memorial, marking Lincoln's 150th birthday. Then in 2009, for the bicentennial of his birth, the Mint released 4 special reverse designs showing scenes from Lincoln's life. And starting in 2010, the reverse was changed again to the Union Shield design, which is still used today. So here's the big question. If the last official wheat penny was made in 1958, how is it possible that a 2002 wheat penny exists? The answer is both fascinating and mysterious. According to reports and expert investigations, a very small number of 2002 Lincoln cents were accidentally, or perhaps experimentally, struck using the old wheat penny reverse design. These coins were minted with the year 2002 on the obverse, but instead of the expected Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, they showed the old wheat design that hadn't been used in decades. This type of error is called a mule. A mule is a coin that's struck using dies that were never meant to go together. In this case, a 2002 obverse die was somehow paired with a reverse die featuring the wheat penny design. Whether it was a mistake, a test strike, or an intentional creation that somehow escaped the mint, the result was one of the rarest modern coins ever discovered. Only one verified example of the 2002 wheat penny is known to exist. It was submitted to a top grading service, authenticated, and graded in near-perfect mint state condition. The surfaces were flawless, the details razor-sharp, and the strike incredibly clean. This unique combination of historical curiosity, mint error, and condition made it a true once-in-a-lifetime find. The coin was eventually sold in a private sale for an astounding $1.2 million. Now let that sink in for a second. 1 cent, 1 penny, $1.2 million. A coin from 2002 that most people wouldn't even glance at turned out to be one of the most valuable modern U.S. coins ever sold. So what does this mean for you? It means every penny in your change could be a hidden treasure. And it means the story of the 2002 wheat penny is more than just about a coin. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the chance to find something rare, and the excitement of discovery. Here's what you should be looking for. First, check the date. You want a penny that says 2002, and ideally, you're looking for one in very sharp, uncirculated condition. Then, flip it over and look at the reverse. If you see the Lincoln Memorial or the Union Shield, you've got a standard coin. But if, by some chance, you see two wheat stalks curving inward with the words 1 cent and United States of America in the middle, you might be holding the rare 2002 Millionaire. Also look for any signs of doubling in the text or date. Double die errors are also highly collectible and valuable, especially if they occur on modern coins. Check for off-center strikes, incorrect planchet types, or unusually sharp proof-like finishes on regular coins. If you find anything unusual, do not clean the coin. Cleaning a coin can destroy its value instantly. Instead, place it in a protective case and take it to a reputable coin dealer or submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can confirm if it's authentic and provide a professional grade that helps determine the coin's market value. Even if you don't find the $1 million mule, 2002 Lincoln cents with known mint errors or in mint state condition can still fetch good money, often ranging from $50 to several $100s depending on rarity, grade, and demand. The key takeaway here is simple. Never underestimate a penny. Coin collecting is full of surprises, and rare errors can occur at any time. Even in modern years like 2002, mules, double dies, off-metal strikes, and design oddities are more common than you might think, but it takes a sharp eye and a bit of patience to spot them. So next time you get change at the store, don't just toss your pennies aside. Look at the dates. Check the designs. Take your time, because the next rare find could be sitting right there in your hand. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the rarest pennies in the modern world, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another story about valuable coins and hidden treasures. Drop a comment below and let us know if you've ever found something rare in your pocket change. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep searching, keep learning, and remember, even a penny can be worth a fortune. If you'd like, I can also help you format this into a downloadable script, create a YouTube video description, or suggest titles and thumbnails for maximum clicks and engagement. Just let me know.